Hey guys, DD Game here. So we are going to do some fishing here on Belaya River. We're going to continue where we left off with the other video where I showed you guys the setups you guys could be using here on Belaya. We're going to start off with the cheapest first. This one is the late SSL 78ML. This is the 3 to 15 gram test with the 4 to 10 stiffness. 11.5 kg. For this, we're going to be using a 7.4 kg leader with a Spiker 2016. Now, we're not going to fish here, but I'm going to fish here. I'll show you guys these setups, okay? Alright, so first things first, make sure my speed is set to 20 at least. That's where I want to be. So we're going to cast to the left side of this rock back here. Alright, if you see where it lands, right inside that rock, that's where we want to be, okay? Alright. See, even the cheap setup is able to cast a pretty good distance. Now, the only thing you will not be able to do with this, you cannot use topwater lures, and I'll show you that why you can't. Because right here, the stiffness is 4 to 10. Remember I told you that the stiffness has to be at least 5 above. Alright, so if I go ahead and put this lure on right here, for topwater lures, you want to use at least 50 speed. Alright. Alright, so now if I shift and reel. Oh, that was awesome! You jumped out of the water for the lure. That was pretty. I wasn't expecting that. Okay. I can't show you guys what I'm trying to explain because the fish keep grabbing on the drop. It ain't a bad thing, but I'm trying to show you guys can't walk the dog with this lure. But obvious, you still could use this lure to catch fish on the setup. You see that. Even though you can't do walk the dog. Put a little more pressure on this fish because I need to get this fish in. I don't mind this fish burns this reel because I don't use it no more. It got off. That figures. Alright, now we're a pretty good distance. Now you see I'm shifting reeling. And it's not doing walk dog at all. Shift and reel. But it's still catching fish regardless of no walk the dog. So that is interesting. Technically, you guys can use this lure if you guys have top bar lures unlocked. If you guys can't walk the dog, you still do the motion of it, and the fish will still hit it. Kinda bummed that I lost that fish, but it is what it is. But as you see, you cannot walk the dog with this setup, right? So, as for the other setup, this one right here. This is the Mecha SF68 ml. This is a 4 to 17 gram test. And if you look, this is a 3.5 gram lure here. So it's slightly under the rod test, but it will cast. This has a 6 to 10. This is capable of doing walk the dog. Okay. All you do is just full cast. And you see where this actually lands. Right near the rock. That's where we want to be. So for this, we want to drop this down to 20 at least. And you're going to do a straight retrieve. Even not even doing a full cast, it still casts pretty decent. Remember what I told you in the last video at the end about the skills. The skills you need to max out for the rod and the spinning reel to be able to maximize your casting distance. Okay, so now if we do go ahead and use this lure now, I'll put the speed to 50. Now, when I shift and reel, you see walk the dog shows down in the bottom. As long as you have a rod that has a 6 and 10 or 5 and 10, it will capable of doing walk the dog. Anything below 5 is not capable. But again, you guys have to have Topwater lures on lock in order to use this. This is the better option, to be honest with you, for Belaya. But if you guys don't have Topwater lures unlocked, then this lure is not going to be able to work for you guys. We won't be able to use it. Okay, so we're going to go to a different spot where the other lures will work. So we're going to look for 56, 26, I think. No, 65, 26. Sorry. That would be over here. Okay, so if you see the rocks back here in between, you want to cast in between those two rocks, okay? As I said, we're not going to be using this lure. We're going to go ahead and change this back to the Spiker 2 018. And we're going to set our speed to 20 here. This is where you want to do a full cast. This speed right here on the rock, it don't show on the map, but this is where you're going to be standing. This is F8. Now I'm only at the spot according to a Discord post. Normally I let the lure drip, but you see how fast this river is going? Look how much slack the is actually creating here. So I think you might want to go faster with the reeling. You could shift reel as well for speed ups. Then pause, see if fish will grab. Maybe casting south too. Didn't say exactly where they were casting, but they're just standing at this spot. They showed a full net, made like over 200-300 silver. What is this? Got some head shakes. Could be a caiman. I might be the first fish I hooked into too. Alright, so what you do if you hook into a fish like this, the very high possible that you can get spooled with this fish. And where we're at, we cannot follow this fish. So we want to try to make the fish go the opposite direction. So as long as you point the rod a certain way, you can control which way the fish will go. You see how I'm pulling the fish this way? I'm trying to make him think tension is this way, so he'll make him go down the river. But he's at a bad spot. I cannot follow him. He definitely might spool me. Yeah. I can't go beyond that. See? 29 is too much. You see how it's flashing? That's the breaking point. If you go beyond that, you'll break your line. So at this point, you're gonna have to just horse this fish. We need to direct this fish away from that rock. Sometimes if you speed reel against a fish like this, it'll just anger it. If you do normal reeling, it will come in more easier in my opinion. But if you start seeing slack like that and the tension drops, then that's when you want to speed. Otherwise, the fish is going to shake off. I don't know what the fish is. It didn't jump or anything, so. I thought maybe it might be a taimen, but it could be something else. Still not seeing color. What is that? Big ass. They actually see this is they actually changed the model of this fish. The asp is not bad. I actually like the model on this. I thought the other one was fine too. I'm gonna lower that down because that did flash red. Don't want that happening. Now you probably wonder why I didn't show you guys UL for at that spot. I mean UL is definitely a better option, but you guys ain't gonna be using UL for early on setup. It's just not possible. It's the fact is because the UL is right down here. Using low profile reels. This takes a little bit longer to unlock, and you got quite a ways to get down here. I think there's like what, like 50, 65% maybe. I don't know what percentage it unlocks. I wish it shows you, but it does not after you unlock it. Alright, let's go back to the first setup. Because that's what you guys most likely would be aiming for in the first place, but instead of this one, you're trying to save money. See, that one casts more towards the center, but not anywhere near that rock. I would just immediately start reeling as soon as it hits the water, to be honest with you, at the spot. Just because it creates way too much slack. Then when you get the slack out, you then stop reeling. You could go back and forth reeling, then stop reeling, like a stop and go. it kind of won't work for any type of technique. The only technique for this is speed ups. But a lot of these fish kind of like to hit on that drop though, on that drift. I think 20 is going to be our limit with this one. I'm going to try not to speed reel on this fish. I want to see if it comes in more easier. The speed reeling, I realize it just makes the fish more aggressive. That's what I'm kind of want to see here. I feel like it's swimming further though because I'm not speed reeling. I'm trying not to speed reel. I'm trying to understand this new method or the fighting mechanics. It says that the fish behavior changed when the fish changes direction. Problem is, like I said, I can't fall at this spot. If the fish goes this way, you're going to have to fight it where you stand. You really can use any setup really to catch fish. It just gotta be patient with the fish you got on. If it's overpowering you, just be patient. Don't fight it too hard, and there's real very slowly against it. This way, you have a chance of catching the fish. Alright, ask. Even this setup was able to pull in a big fish like that. And this setup is a little bit more weaker than the second setup that I showed you. Right, as for speed up, if you hold shift, well actually, not gonna work because I kind of screwed up on that. I created too much slack on that. You gotta pick up the slack, otherwise you can't do speed up. Alright, now you should be able to do speed up. Then stop reeling. It gives the fish a chance to actually catch up to the lure if they're following it. But majority of these fish, as you see, likes to hit on that drop. Not many hit when you're reeling, for some reason. See, if we're having a setup that's under 1,000 silver, it actually does quite well for itself. Yeah, see, I didn't pick up the slack, so I couldn't do speed up right. Can't even see the line even, to be honest with you. I'm gonna cast towards that rock back there. At least try to, but I'm not gonna reach it. There's no way. But there could be fish back here. See what I mean? All this line right here has to be reeled up before you can even do speed up. Anyways, if you're watching up to this point, I do apologize for a long video, but I'm trying to point out as much detail as I can to help you guys be successful here on Belaya. How to fight these fish more proper, and how to catch big fish on light setup. As you've seen, these asps fight really hard. They are capable of being caught even on the lightest setup. You just gotta just be patient with it, as I showed you. If you speed reel against the fish, it just makes it more aggressive and it's going to spool harder. By using the green one here, it might actually be better. Alright, let's change setups. I'm going to use my UL now. You see how far I cast it back there? Right against the shore back there. I was expecting to cast beyond the rock though. 55 meters. I'm using speed 20. I should be able to reach that rock way back there then. I wasn't paying attention where I cast it at even. Seems to me that the black lure was catching more fish. But yeah, this is the lure that was catching the most fish according to the weeklies. Anyways, I don't want to make this video any longer than it is. So I'm gonna go sell what I got. I just want to help you guys to understand what spurs you can be fishing at. The spot I showed you the first part of the video right here is one of the spots right there, and besides the rock, there is some other spots I'll show you guys real fast. I won't be fishing it, but actually, you know what? I can do a couple casts. Don't worry, man. Right here, where you see this rock, you stand to the right side of it, casting this direction. Actually, is a decent spot to fish. You can catch graylings here too. Arctics are good here too as well. If the spot's active, that is. Okay. You can cast anywhere from here to there. I wasn't expecting that. Because I'll tell you. You can cast that direction or that direction. And you see, this spot actually is working pretty good. You see a lot of fish hit on the drop. I'm not even reeling, and the fish just gets it. So when you guys cast, just let your lure drift a little bit. I would say maybe 5 seconds. As soon as it hits the water, just basically count in your head before you start reeling. Okay. If nothing grabs, then just start reeling. This area is actually pretty good for speed ups as well. Right. And there's another spot as well, which is down here. Right between this area, you cast to the right of that rock back there. You can catch fish here. You should be able to find browns here, actually. If I'm not mistaken. Just be careful of hitting the rocks because it will mess up the animation for the reeling. And then right here is the other spot. I think it's down here. Right here, between this rock and this bush, you're going to cast to the left side of that rock back there. This is where you can find fish as well. Usually a pretty good spot for catching big chubs if you guys are after that fish. See that? Alright, so let's go ahead and go sell our fish now. Hopefully this video will help you guys out in getting these fish, what rig you could be using, lures, and spots that are more potential to be fishing. Also, don't forget to check the cafe, guys. Get yourself some extra silver, okay? It definitely can help you out. Alright, so 41 minutes of fishing. Not expecting made a lot, but 156 silver. But anyways, that's going to be it for the video. Like the video, hit the like button, appreciate it, thanks for watching. Bye, guys.